When making an ABANA Level II grill, you have the option of downloading a full-scale drawing of the grill from the ABANA website, or drawing your own. In this video, I'm going to go through how you lay out a drawing of your grill. I'm reproducing the ABANA grill, so I will be making a rectangle 8.75 by 11.75 inches. I like to first tape a sheet of paper to a board of some kind, that way it won't move around. Then I take a ruler and I draw a line and I mark the dimension of a circle that I'm going to be drawing to base my grill off of. Since the ABANA grill is 8.75, I'm going to draw marks 4 3/8 inches apart. That'll be the radius of 2 circles. So now I just draw a line. This will be roughly 12 inches long, and this will be the midline of my grill. Since the grill is 11.75 inches on one dimension, I do 2 marks 3 inches apart. These will be the center points of 2 8.75 inch circles. I set my compass to that original mark. It's important to make a mark like this or have some sort of reference. If you're using a pencil, the leg gets shorter as you go, so you may have to readjust your compass. In this video, I'm using a pen, so it'll stay the same radius the whole time. Now I just draw out the circles on the 2 center points I marked. When I'm doing drawings like this, I like to use a pencil and draw fairly lightly. That way when I'm done and I've drawn out my rectangle, I can go back and I can just erase these circles. And after you've done some practice, you don't have to draw the full circle. You can just draw a few areas. And from that midline, I make a mark that's 1 radius long on each circle, above and below the line. Now from these marks, I'm going to mark a spot on the inside of each circle that's the same length. This method uses only one setting for the compass. There are many ways you can do this. For simplicity, I just like to use the one setting and keep the radius of my circles. So I make a mark inside of the circle 1 radius away from each of these markings. After I make these, I'm going to draw a vertical line to intersect those lines, those arcs. Now I'm going to use a ruler and I'm going to draw an intersecting line across those arcs. And I'm going to use that intersection point to be able to locate the top of each of the circles. And I'll make a mark that is exactly 90 degrees from our original line. Just make a short intersecting line at each one of those arcs. It's important to get your ruler lined up because a small error can create quite a big difference in where your arcs go across the top of the circle. So the intersection of that arc and the circle is exactly perpendicular to the original line that we just drew. I'm going to use those intersecting points of the circle and those arcs and my original line intersecting the circle to draw arcs outside of the 2 circles that I've drawn. The intersection point of these arcs will be the corners of our grill drawing. And as long as the paper hasn't moved and you've kept your compass the same radius the entire time, these should line up and be exactly the dimensions of the grill that you're going for based off of that original dimension you set your compass to. Just need to be careful to make sure your compass is aligned perfectly with that intersection point. Now we just take a ruler and we intersect those points. And each of the lines should be perfectly tangent to the original two circles that you drew. I usually just do all of this in pencil, and any lines I want to be permanent I will ink after I'm done with the drawing. That gives me the ability to erase any of these construction lines. After I've got the rectangle completely drawn out, now I want to take my ruler, and the intersection points of those circles is the midpoint of my drawing as well. And I like to draw that in, and that helps break up your drawing into 4 quadrants. And in a coming video, I'm going to go through how to lay out your scrolls inside of each of those quadrants to reproduce the ABANA Level II drawing.